beloveds, and peace be with you. I'm Reverend Mitzi, and welcome to Unity of Tempe. A warm welcome to all who are with us in person. Yay! And if you're online watching, why? Come be with us in person, because we love you and we want to be with you. So, we continue to be in the introspective and transformative season of Lent. And as I prayed for what to share this week, for what to guide on, or what to speak on, I was guided to the topic, perfectly imperfect. Don't you love that? I don't know why this just amuses me so much, but it does, this little picture. Perfectly imperfect. So I'm following this divine guidance. Now, in unity, perfectionism is viewed as a hindrance to spiritual growth, as it can create feelings of inadequacy and limit our ability to fully embrace ourselves and others. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, wrote, this is such a great thing, the imperfection of man, and we know really that's really humankind, it's archaic language now, but the imperfection of man is a positive and not a negative quality, leading man to higher consciousness and spiritual growth. So this is from a book called Christian Healing, which was actually, does anyone know where this came in the books that Charles Fillmore wrote? It was his very first book that he wrote, and it was published in 1909. But of course, articles written by him had been appearing in Unity periodicals since 1889. I have not read this book. I'm really excited to read this. But this quote implies that spiritual perfection is a journey rather than a destination, and that imperfection is an inherent part of that journey. Anyone ever feel like they just got to get it right? You got to do it all right? Yes, some of us, right? Absolutely. But this idea reminds me of a story, actually a parable from the Gospel of Luke, about the fig tree, where Jesus said, a man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came looking for fruit on it, and found none. So he said to the gardener, see here, for 3 years I have come looking for fruit on this fig tree, and still I find none. Cut it down. Why should it be wasting soil? And the gardener replied, Sir, let it alone for 1 more year until I dig around it and put manure on it. If it bears fruit next year, well and good. But if not, you can cut it down. Well, there's so much in this short parable. Apparently, the slower a fruit tree grows, the more fruit it will produce when it comes of age. Any owners of fruit trees here? Any gardeners? Yes. All right. And what a wonderful metaphor this is for our spiritual growth. We too can grow very slowly before seeing any visible manifestations. Yet all the while, challenges we are encountering along the way are playing a role in our spiritual development, increasing our capacity for perseverance, persistence, and stick-to-itness, right? In this parable, the fig tree owner is annoyed by the lack of fruit. He wants to do what? Cut down the tree. He feels that 3 years' wait is enough, and what? The soil is going to waste. And at times, we might be like this man, becoming impatient when our results do not seem to be happening quickly enough. Anyone ever get impatient when results are not happening quick? I think all of us do, right? When we're in an uncomfortable growth process, it's understandable that we might just want to cut it down and start it again. We can't see the manifestation, so we want to be done with it and start over. And this is especially true when most of the growth is invisible to us. A lot of what we're going through is invisible, the spiritual growth to us, much like the roots of a tree. For a tree to sustain itself, the root system has to go deep, deep, deep into the earth, as much as the tree is tall. How true that is for us as well, right? Our spiritual journey and emotional maturity have to become deeply rooted and grounded for our body, our mind, and our spirit to grow and begin to manifest our highest and best. And as much as we might like to think or even believe it's just I gotta say a few affirmations, get a few prayers, show up on Sundays, and it's done. It's done. Well, yes, that may happen, but often it requires a lot more stick-to-itness. Ron and I didn't have this in my talk, but Ron and I have been praying for a certain movie that we wrote to get made, and it's not made yet. Some other movies that Ron did have had movement and have become made, but I still know this will be made in the right and perfect time. It's a heart movie, Donuts with Jerry, and I'll share more about that later. Yes. When we go slow, we learn the benefit of moving from doubt to trust, to activating and cultivating a mindset of confidence. And we also learn to let go of what is taking up space. What takes up space? Hindrances and negativities. We gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. That's it. That's as much as you get. But we let go of those resentments and those grievances and those hurts. And my goodness, we can be hurt, can't we? We can carry those hurts. We can be ghosted by people. I love that expression, ghosted. People can just like drop off and we're like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. Life brings many challenges. And as humans, we want to navigate these challenges with ease, with grace, and with as little tiny, infinitesimal amount of pain as possible, right? Evolving our consciousness often involves painful pruning of our old beliefs, which then becomes compost for our ongoing spiritual and emotional development. And in the parable of the fig tree, judgment is a key theme also. Judgment by the owner of whether the tree is even worthy of existence. Cut it down. It has not borne any fruit. Judgment. That's a relatable theme for often when we experience challenges in our own life. We can be our very harshest critics, right? We can do very little to nurture ourselves. Yet sometimes others support the nurturing of our souls and they don't even know that they're doing so. I'm sure that many of us have had experiences of being supported by others as we're doing some necessary pruning. Think about that kind cashier who had just a gentle, perfect, empathetic word at the checkout for you. Think about that stranger with the caring smile. And think about a friend with an unexpected phone call, text, or instant message that came just at the right moment, letting them know that they were thinking of us. Now, one way that I've been nurtured recently is by citrus. Yes, citrus. A few weeks ago, Ron and I had a really beautiful pastoral care visit with Barbara and Ed and two of their daughters who were visiting. And they blessed us with bags overflowing with grapefruits, oranges, and lemons, some of which I was able to share with Carla because I saw her that week. It was right before I was off for a couple of weeks. So sorry I wasn't able to share with everyone, but I had seen Carla and she took some home to her family. All these beautiful trees flowering outside their back patio. And in our own neighborhood, The trees are resplendent with fruit, and our next door neighbor blesses me daily by inviting me to pick as many oranges and lemons as I want from her trees. I love it. She doesn't care for them or can't have them, but I am so blessed by this caring and delicious gift. And I have some of her lemons here today. Take as many as you like, cut them up, put them in your water, in your tea, use them, make lemon meringue pie and bring on Easter. But perhaps you're going through a challenging time or season right now. I know many of you are. And sometimes situations can leave us spinning our wheels in confusion and disappointment. And the fact that you keep showing up, risking being vulnerable, growing spiritually is commendable. It is so commendable. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. And I want you to make sure everyone in this room gets a pat on the back right now. Turn around and give someone else a pat on the back. Patting you, Ron? Yes, patting myself. Life can be really tough at times, and we deserve to remember to give ourselves a pat on the back and also acknowledge others. We see you, we see the challenges you're going through, and we commend you because you are our teachers also. Early in my recovery in 12 steps, I remember hearing someone speak on the topic of enough. They said that when life felt overwhelming, at the end of the day, they said, enough. This day is done. Say it with me. Enough. And to remind themselves that they were enough, they said, enough. I love that. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a transcendentalist and also considered the father of New Thought, has a beautiful quote that I love. And if you're going to take a picture of anything today, this might be the one. He said, "Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense." Isn't that brilliant? On those deeply challenging days, what if we had that posted by our bed and we just pulled it out and remembered it and said, enough, because I shall begin tomorrow serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with my old nonsense. Most of the decisions we make in life are not life or death, but our minds can tell us that they are, right? And when we think that decisions can be fatal, we stop being creative and we stop growing spiritually, because that impetus for spiritual growth means that we will make mistakes. And as we walk along the path to spiritual maturity, it's inevitable that sometimes we will muck up, we will mess up. We will make a hot mess of things sometimes. And that's where amends come in to ourselves and others. But instead of thinking that you have to be perfect or that we have to be perfect all the time, let us remember to allow people to get inspired by how we deal with our imperfections. Better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing flawlessly. Ooh. In my research, I came across something called the Other Serenity Prayer. Now, I'm not sure who wrote this, but it is brilliant. Let's say it together. God, grant me the serenity to stop beating myself up for not doing things perfectly. The courage to forgive myself because I'm working on doing better, and the wisdom to know that you already love me just as I am. Who likes that? Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I love that. And did you know that actually the word imperfect is fascinating? Because if you break it apart and insert an apostrophe, it becomes I'm perfect, which reminds me of something my beloved spiritual mentor, who I already mentioned earlier, Jerry DeShazo, long gone to the great beyond, but always in my heart, said. I can hear him saying this very thing. We are all perfection expressed in an imperfect way. We can choose to focus on each other's imperfection and suppress the perfection. Or we can choose to focus on each other's perfection and support its unfoldment. Isn't that beautiful? He wrote that. I just love that. I just can hear him saying that. And I can remember him doing that with me. And we would have these long discussions and sometimes get into very big disagreements, but we loved each other so dearly. And Ron too. He was just an amazing man. And I love this. Can we focus on the perfection in each other? Take a moment to look around and behold the perfection in one another now. I see you, Neil. I see your beauty and your perfection. I see all of you. So now it's time to anchor these ideas into a meditation. I got great feedback on the meditation last week, so we're going to anchor this in a meditation. And so, if it is comfortable for you, please close your eyes. Breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. Allowing your body to relax and your mind to become still as you connect with the divine. With each breath, feel yourself relaxing more and more, going deeper and deeper. Imagine that you are standing in front of a large mirror. In this mirror, you see yourself as you are right now. Flaws, imperfections, and all. Notice any judgments or criticisms that come up as you observe yourself. Now take a deep breath and release any negative thoughts or feelings. Imagine a bright light surrounding you, filling you with love and acceptance. See yourself surrounded by this light and feel its warmth and positivity washing over you. As you feel that warmth and love and acceptance and positivity, repeat the following to yourself silently. I am worthy of love and acceptance, even with my imperfections. I release the need to be perfect in all areas of my life. And I treat myself with kindness and understanding. I avoid comparing myself to others because I am on my own unique journey of life. My mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities for growth and learning. I am now free from the burden of perfectionism and live a joyful, authentic life. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine the bright light growing stronger and brighter, surrounding you with its love and acceptance. You feel warm and tingly, almost as if Spirit has wrapped its arms around you in a big hug. A hug of love. Imagine a voice whispering in your ear, "You are enough. You are who you are supposed to be. You are worthy. At this very moment, you are as perfect as you are meant to be." Now see yourself stepping back from the mirror and notice how your perception of yourself has changed. Put your shoulders back and your head up with your eyes still closed. Breathe in that acceptance of yourself, that worthiness, that joy. And now, as you begin to prepare to come back, know that you bring this with you. Something within you has shifted and changed, and you feel it. You feel it within your soul. You are surrendered to your greatest, highest good right now at this moment. Carry this sense of love and acceptance with you as you go about your day, knowing that you are enough just as you are. And allow yourself gently to come back into the room. And the following beautiful song, to even more deeply anchor today's message and meditation.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
This talk was so easy to put together, and sometimes they're not. And this song just popped into my head last night, and it wouldn't leave. When I woke up in this morning, I was singing it inside my head, and it was like, what a beautiful earworm to have. Oh my goodness. And that song is it's just about what we believe at Unity, about that gentle surrender. And so I am affirming that if you want to hear that meditation again, you know that you can go back online and watch them. Last week's is up, and you can go back and just fast forward to the meditation part and listen to it anytime. Let us say together, I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good. Yes, indeed we are. And so now it is time for our financial blessings. I have one also to give to you afterwards, Joe. So we take our blessings to our heart, and we accept and know that as we give, we receive. We see these abundantly coming back to us. Multitudes of prosperity and abundance. Thank you, God. Let us say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. Yes, indeed. Thank you, thank you. We bless these gifts. We bless the giver and the receiver and the stewardship of their use. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you for all also who give online. We also bless every prayer that has ever been in the prayer box or will ever be in the prayer box. We pray and accept the highest and best manifestation of each prayer. Thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you, Carla and Joe. So our food bank, and we have some food to send a blessing to these foods over here that Sandra brought in. Thank you, Sandra, for bringing these in. We bless all who receive these food, knowing that they benefit them in the highest way. And we bless Sandra also. And, your input is needed. So for upcoming classes, I want to do a short class on developing your own mission statement. Does anyone here have their own personal mission statement? Yes, I do too. But it might be time to revisit that or share or come anyway and support others as they develop theirs. This will either be a one-day workshop or a two-day. So I want to hear from you. Evenings, hands up if you prefer an evening. One person, two people for evenings. Hands up for a Saturday. Hands up for a Sunday after service. I think we need to do this a few more times because we're not starting before Easter, but I see, what Ron? After service on a Sunday, which you could either bring a brown bag. We just can't do it one Sunday because we have our board meetings, but any other Sundays we can do. After service, we could do it a couple of Sundays in a row or break it up or something like that. So I'm hearing Sunday after service, we could order food, we could we could do a potluck, we could, there's all sorts of ideas. So we'll take this little poll a couple more times and see where it lands, but I'm excited to do this. I have my own personal mission statement, and I want to share with you how to do yours. So let's see what else we have here. Next week, Palm Sunday. If you can be here with us because we enter Holy Week. And it's a wonderful, beautiful time to be here. And think of someone you might want to invite, especially for Easter. Who are you going to bring to service on Easter? And we've got lots of fun things going on. Brunch with Epiphany and the Easter egg hunt at 9 a.m. So much fun. So you can bring the kiddies or anyone you know. Like we'd love to see, yes, Sydney and Nala, yes. And bring your family for brunch and everything. That would be wonderful. See if they'll come. And bring food to share. We won't want to just be takers. We want to share. I know Catherine is already making chili. She's all, yes. No, it can be store-bought. And there's even a sign-up sheet over there. If you want to go into the fellowship hall, you can sign up with what you're going to bring. You can kind of have a look and see. And it can be a sweetie or it can be a savory. It can be a vegan. It can be a vegetarian. It can be whatever your heart sings, whatever you'd like to share. And what? And be with us for our joyful Easter celebration after this. I don't know if we'll start exactly at 10. We're going to kind of like last year, play it by ear. And when the food's done and when we're done, we'll come on over here. It might be 10, it might be 10:15, but we'll be flexible. That was so much fun last year. And we just want to enjoy that. And we know that what a blessing that is. So, that's it for announcements. All right. Let us say together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful. Yes, indeed. Beloveds online, I hope you will join us. Be with us for Easter and Palm Sunday and Easter, and have a blessed week.